For more information on products, pricing, and more, please visit us on the web at fourwallsllc.com or call us at 856-650-6556.
All right, welcome back to Let's Get It. On the line, we are very pleased to have us joined by Coach Damian Ware of the Penns Grove High School team, basketball team. How are you this morning, Coach?
Pretty good, fellas. How you doing today?
Good. We appreciate you joining us. We're going to talk a little bit about, this upcoming season for you. How obviously, you've been dealing with COVID-19 and how it's impacted your players and yourself as a coach and get some thoughts on the Sixers too. But just to start off, I know that you guys had a fantastic season, Group 1 championship, a 25-5 record. Tell us a little bit about that season and what it meant to you.
Oh man, that season last year was a special season, and it was a long time coming because the guys that won the championship, the seniors, well, we have other guys, but the seniors, they started as freshmen. Like I had three guys: Jamar Johnson, Kevon Lewis, and Jalen Newton. They were the linchpins in the program for the last 4 years. And as freshmen, they came in. I started them, and our record was 4-23. 4-23 we were their freshman year. So second year came in, we went 20-7. Third year we were 23-7, and last year 25-5. So the progress of them players over the 4 years just was great. That's why it was such an accomplishment. Plus, it's the first time in Penns Grove since 1989 we won a sectional championship. So it was a huge deal for sure.
Oh man, I mean that. I think that obviously a lot of us in this room have coached and been coaches of different sports and are coaching now. And I think when you see the growth of your players and you see your teachings, actually be put to work, that's the most rewarding part of the coaching process.
That's exactly it, because we put so much work in, day out, driving ourselves crazy, drawing up game plans, thinking of defensive assignments, thinking of rotations, and when you see it actually pan out to success, you feel good for the players. I mean, the coach usually thinks, dang, y'all should have been listed all along. We've been winning more.
Oh, yeah.
But, when it finally happens and you see it culminate, that's the biggest blessing.
It is. And now, now going into this season, and obviously, COVID-19, I'm sure has, changed how things are going to be for you, kind of the preparation you've been able to give. What does that look like, and what do you feel is going to be the biggest obstacle right now for the team, or what has been the biggest obstacle in being able to prepare?
Well, right now, normally I think we're slated to start practice December 3rd initially. So now it's January 11th, so we missed basically a whole month. Normally we have 4 or 5 games played by now mostly, and we haven't even started practice yet. So it's going to be hard for me because I have a whole new team, and I had 7 seniors graduate last year. Like I said, they were the guys that were there from the beginning. Now I got a whole cast of new guys that have to come in and learn the system. So it's definitely going to be a challenge, but we're going to jump in head first tomorrow and see what we can come up with.
Oh man, so basically, so tomorrow's the first practice. So I'm sure that what's your if you have it, what's your opening practice test where you're like, this is what it's going to be like, fellas, and you kind of push them, let them know, all right, we're pedal to the metal. But sometimes when you've been on teams like that first, it's just little walkthroughs, light drills. But what's that one thing that you're going to do tomorrow to be like, no, we're going straight forward?
Normally the guys know and they dread it because my first 3 practices are normally nothing but conditioning.
Oh man, that's the worst.
No balls. The balls are not out. We're just on the line. We're doing defensive slides. We're doing suicides. We're doing down, back down. We're doing defensive hold stance drills. For at least 2 days, no ball, just conditioning, just to get their body right. That's how I let them know what they're coming in for, because the style of play that we play is high tempo, and we run and we press nonstop. So if their body's not conditioned to do that, then they can't be successful in the style of play that we play in. So that's normally what we would do, but I can't do that tomorrow. We're going to do some conditioning for sure, but I'm going to have to also get into some game stuff, get into some plays, get into some defensive sets. I'm going to do a lot of teaching a lot faster. So everything is basically just sped up You know what I mean? I don't have time to just do 2 days of conditioning. I got to get into other things tomorrow because especially having a new team, I got to get these guys up to speed on the stuff that we do as a team.
Coach, this is kind of a selfish question, but I've seen you coach a couple times. You know, I watched you twice up at Holy Cross and also on film a bunch. You are very energetic when you are coaching. Is that natural for you, or is that something you bring to the table to make sure your guys have the energy? Because they're very energetic, obviously, when they play as well. Like you said, the tempo you guys play at. Is that just who you are? Is that something you make sure that you bring to the table every day?
Well, it's just me. People have always said when they see me coach, they say, "Dang, I didn't know you could yell like that." Really real chill, laid back, just calm, cool, collected. But it's something about basketball that just brings that passion out. Like even for me as a youngster, like from since I was 10 years old playing basketball, I always wanted to be the best, and you know, what I mean, it just drew me, it just compelled me to just bring that passion and energy out of me. So, and when I'm coaching, it's hard because I can't actually make the pass or take the shot. So it's like, it just, you know, it just brings that out even more. Yeah, it's just nothing but passion. That's it.
Yeah, no, I think that we've all been there. Like I said, when you're coaching, and especially if you've grown up playing the game, you know, there's so many times where like, you know, you sit there, you make the pass, you want to make the shot, you want to catch the ball, whatever it may be, and it is. But I think that every team will feed off of a coach's energy, and you know, from what coaches tells me is that Jay has told me that you bring that passion to the court, and obviously you can attribute the success you've had through the energy you had. I think that's a fantastic thing. So obviously a championship would be every coach's expectation every year. But with having a new team and having so many players, what are your expectations for the season? Like, what would you consider? What would be a successful season for you?
This season, we have some good players coming in. Like we have a couple guys from last year's team, like Nasir Robinson. He'll be a senior this year. He's played for 4 years, varsity player. We have another kid, Jalil Patrick, who's a sophomore, but last year he played as a freshman. He played pretty significant minutes as a freshman, so he should be able to step in and help. And we have a couple guys that are coming here from Kingsway. 2 guys that transferred that played for varsity for Kingsway last year. They moved to Pennsgrove. So, we have some guys that are going to be there, and they know how to play. So I'm just going to put it together. As far as who's going to score the points, I don't know that yet. I know we're going to play defense. That's what I do know. But I don't know who's going to score the points yet.
Well, hopefully that'll lead to some transition offense there for you. Some easy buckets.
Well, that's the key. That's what I tell them all the time. Defense leads the offense.
So absolutely. Well, like I said,
I expect to be competitive. I mean, we should be right in the mix of things. Like it's a shortened season, 15-game max. We have 8 conference games, 8 division games, sorry, and then 3 crossover games, and we have 1 game that we added against Paulsboro. And then you have to leave 3 games open because they're going to be doing a conference tournament for each conference or something like that.
Okay. Like I say, having the short season though, it might almost help you guys. Sometimes you might be able to catch a team, not clicking as much as they may have been if you're playing them on later in the season. So there are advantages. Like I said, I hope that we will continue to maybe have you on later in the season, get an update on how you guys are doing. And obviously, and absolutely, keep an eye out. I know Coach over here is going to keep keeping an eye out on your team.
For sure.
But I know, like I said, it's transition over. I know you're a big Sixers fan too. What's your thoughts so far on the season and, with Doc Rivers, at the helm?
Well, I'm looking at it right now. The Sixers is the additions that they brought in have made the game easier for Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons because you bring in Doc Rivers, first of all. He's the biggest addition. Brett Brown, I don't know how good of a coach he was. I think he kind of let them guys do whatever they want. I think Doc's going to come in with a different idea.
Hey, coach, not to cut you though. Say that one more time. You said who was the biggest addition?
Doc Rivers.
Okay.
Glenn Rivers, as some say, because there's only one Doc.
That's right, Glenn Rivers. Right, okay. That's all good. That's all good.
Glenn Rivers. My bad. I told you I was a low cheeks guy.
Right.
But yeah, I think he's the biggest addition because he changes the whole style of play. You can see the style of play on the floor is different than last year. They had a couple lazy games the last two games. Well, yesterday's game was they played with 7 guys and lose by 12 to a good Denver team. And that's saying something right there because the guys that you had on the floor were not even any of your top 4 guys.
No.
So to lose 12 by them, that shows something.
Except for that kid Maxey. Like
I was
to
gonna
me,
say,
Maxey from day one, I was like, yo, he could actually break the starting lineup.
Yo, he's a go-getter. He's a go-getter,
Right.
man. That guy just goes.
It was his coming out party yesterday.
Oh,
For
big
sure.
time.
Now we see what he can do when he gets a full chance. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I think he's going to get more minutes as the season goes on. But yeah, I think when I see what the Simmons, I think they can get 10 for the Eastern Conference easily. Like the game against Brooklyn kind of had me a little mad because they should have won that game without Kyrie and Durant playing. But that's a letdown game. You know it happens. But if they want to be a championship team, they can't lose them type of games.
I agree, Coach. When you talk about the playoffs, and in the playoffs, especially in the NBA, everything slows down a little bit. How do you see them scoring points in the playoffs, which has always been a problem for them, especially with Simmons having the ball?
I think that revolves solely around Embiid because if you see, they run a little set when either Steph Curry or Danny Green cuts off and him pops out to the wing and they dump it into the post on him. Now, when he gets the ball in the post, what he does is going to be the key if they win or lose. I believe so because if he turns it over like he has in the past, we got problems. But if he makes a good decision, makes a good kick out or turns and scores, then I think we can be right there with anybody.
I would actually make, I think from what I saw first game, but definitely what I saw last night's game or yesterday's afternoon's game, I wouldn't even be opposed to, continuing to develop Maxey, but maybe replacing him in the lineup with Danny Green.
Well, you see what Danny Green did yesterday. Was he 4 for 18, 4 for 17?
That's what I'm saying, right? See, that's not. I like him in the playoffs though, but I think that you could get away with a Seth and
solid role player.
Seth Curry, Simmons, and Maxey.
I
think that'd be a nice little lineup.
Curry, Maxey, and Simmons, and Embiid.
And Tobias, because Tobias is playing, and that's the one thing about Doc. That's why I say, Doc, his addition, the style of play, of course, but the mentality and to be able to be truthful with players. He was truthful with Tobias. He said, "Listen, Tobias sometimes is outside himself. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If we get him to do, if you do this, then you'll be successful." And we're seeing it. You know what I mean? So we're seeing it. The thing about Embiid, though, I have to be honest. He frustrates me, and I'm not sure if it's because is his conditioning not there, is it his attitude, or is he just weak at times? And that's the thing I don't understand.
What I see with Embiid sometimes is that he's just unsure. Like, I don't think he has that feel for passing the ball completely, Like, you can look at Jokic from Denver. He's a natural ball handler, passer, just player. That's not natural for Embiid. That's something that he has to get better at. So if he can improve at that aspect of his game, I think that'll make him a complete player. And then that makes the team a better team because he's going to make better reads off of them double teams. And when he gets trapped, they won't make that turnover because if you notice, he turns it over a lot out of his double teams.
And it'd be dumb passes. I'm like, damn.
Oh, they are.
Exactly.
Now, Coach, I want to ask you something. And being a Sixers fan, I think every Sixers fan has had this argument. What would you do with Ben Simmons?
Brady.
Oh, damn.
I'm just,
I wasn't expecting that.
I got the vibe, Coach. I was expecting you to say that. But, I mean, obviously, we all...
Go get me Zach LaVine or Bradley Beal.
Do you think... Let's see, Bradley
Okay,
I love that. Do you think
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, when it comes to Simmons, though, like, are you done with him? Like, do you think that he's ever going to elevate his game even further?
He just frustrates me because he can't shoot. Like, I mean, I think that hampers him, which also hampers the team. You know what I mean? Because you have a player on the floor that's, especially in playoff time, as you said, the game slows down, the court shrinks.
Right.
So you have to be able to shoot the ball and make shots.
And the thing that's frustrating by Sixers fans, too, is like, you'll see the videos of him taking all these jumpers and threes.
Yeah.
And then, even the other night when he hit that corner three, you're like, wait a minute, that looked good. Why can't you do that more often?
But then he shot in Brooklyn. He shot a damn brick. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, shoot. You're going to shoot an occasional brick if you're a shooter.
Right, okay.
You're 1 for 2. That's 50%.
Okay, yeah.
So listen, every Sixers fan would take him going 1 for 6.
But he's still getting. The thing about it, I don't understand. He's still getting busy. He's still like almost a triple double.
But it's the baby triple double.
They said the baby.
It's a soft triple. You got 10 points.
When you have the ball in your
Still
hand,
can't shoot from the line.
When you have the ball in your hand as much as he does, he's gonna score points. He's gonna get assists.
Exactly.
It's gonna happen. But 13, 10, and 11, like that's.
He doesn't have to take challenge three-pointers.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to take challenge jump shots. But he's wide open so often he doesn't take the shot
That's
and gets slowed down.
Yeah, you're right. He has to adjust to that, and he has to do better with that. And I think Rivers is going to make him do that. But the thing is, he's no different than a Rondo, right? Like Rondo.
Rondo's shooting him up. Rondo's putting it up now.
Rondo, yeah, he is getting better. But he can play that Rondo-ish type of role.
But wait a minute though. So you telling me that you were okay with Ben Simmons being a Rajon Rondo?
I'm saying playing that Rajon Rondo
But
type of role.
you're okay with that?
Nah.
He's like a triple double.
Yeah,
but I think Rondo created shots for his teammates.
Well, he's
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
that. But
I
I
don't think Ben does that.
But
you
Ben
don't think
Simmons
Ben's been doing that with
but
Steph Curry.
the ceiling. When we got Ben Simmons, and you're talking about.
Ben's been the same player for 4 years. He's the same exact player. He hasn't improved. He hasn't added to his game.
No.
He's the same as he's.
fair.
Do you think
That's
that this is just who Ben is, no matter where he goes? That he's just a lazy player and he knows the
Damn, lazy.
Remember Michael Carter Williams?
Right.
What did he do his rookie year? Rookie of the year. And then after that, they traded him. He's been a journeyman. I think kind of Ben's on that same path, honestly.
Well, I mean, the Sixers also haven't had the best track record of the players they got rid of. And I mean, Coach over here, he even had put something on our Facebook page about the gone players of the Sixers. So, I mean, sometimes they're not the greatest.
Look at Jeremy Grant right now.
Jeremy Grant was
Is that true that he's averaging that much?
Yeah.
Rashawn Holmes?
Rashawn Holmes is on
And then Christian Wood.
Yep.
Well, I like
Christian
Rashawn
Wood,
Holmes.
exactly. I like Christian Wood.
They drafted Mikal Bridges, who's averaging like 16.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave him away.
Fultz, who unfortunately got hurt.
It's
That's due to the lack of the GM that they had. Hopefully now Daryl Moore is here and he's supposedly one of the best. So hopefully them things will happen.
No, I think we're excited about it. But like I said, I think that's the interesting. That is always the elephant in the room of what's going to be with Ben Simmons and is he going to continue? Because I don't think Ben Simmons. I've said this before. I don't think Ben Simmons finishes his career as a Sixer. I think he's out within the next 2 years.
And the thing about it, if he doesn't, it's just a testament and another mark on the Sixers and them not appreciative of some of the plays they have. Because listen, we heard the same argument with Iguodala, right? So Iguodala, he is what he is, and to fairness, they wanted Iguodala to carry the whole franchise, and that wasn't fair. Okay, but then he went from being a decent player in Philly to now he's a first. I think he's first or second Hall of Famer, right? He's a Hall of Famer, right?
He went to a team where he could play a perfect role for his skills. That was the difference. Philly tried.
I wouldn't call Andre Iguodala a Hall of Fame
player.
No,
when he went to, out there.
Right, when he went out, right, they found the right role for him in this. And so to say to your point, Coach, that's why I say no. Ben, Ben's gonna give you a triple double. So how can we use him? You gotta maybe don't elevate him.
How can you look at a player and you with the ceiling that you had for him and a player who refuses to get better, a player who refuses to improve?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's my problem with Ben.
I agree with that. I think, but what he does allow the team to do is he allows a Seth Curry and
Coach,
you to go get another guard because he can get people the ball.
Thank you.
And on the defensive end, he can guard whoever he has to guard. So it gives him a little bit of flexibility. Now, do I think, when he's drafted, he's supposed to be the next this, that? I think that's gone. I think we all know that's gone. But now I think we have to try to. Now I'm with you. Like if we can go get Bradley Beal or Zach LaVine, or I'm even in for James Harden. If we can go get them, I'm in.
Harden's gonna cost too much, I believe.
Oh, I'm saying straight up. It's only straight up. If we can do straight up,
yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
But if we can go get one of those guys, I'm in. But I think and my whole thing with Ben is I don't even need him to shoot jump shots. I need him to be aggressive trying to score. Because I think that opens up everything for everybody else.
And when you look at it, that's the league now. It's not a defensive scoring league. So you have to be able to score.
Yeah.
You need players that can score.
Yep,
So that's where the league is at right now.
I mean, I think guys like myself, like I guess we have to, tear back our expectations for Simmons and know he's not going to kind of get to that level and be like, okay, he's not going to get to that level that we thought of, but the level that he's at is still pretty damn good. And
he's solid.
I mean, look, look, he's never going to hurt you per se. He's always going to help your team win a championship. I just think that you look at it and you're like, we just year after year, like he gives us that little tease. He hits a 3 here. Like, just don't shoot, damn it. Ever.
I also have like a little personal thing with Ben Simmons. Like, when he was in high school, I went up to the national championship. It was at Christ the King in New York. And I was at the championship game when he was playing for Montverde. And they lost that championship, and it was due to his play. I saw it, and because he was turning it over, he was missing free throws, he was missing layups, and I saw it, live. And then we went to LSU. It was 11-16 or whatever.
Right.
Like, I just feel like a good player is always going to make their team.
Yeah, especially in the NCAA.
Right. And you talked about, now, the one thing that if I'm a knock Ben on something, I'm not knocking him on the shooting. Yeah, he needs to shoot. I'm big on the being aggressive. But the one thing that frustrates the hell out of me with Ben is the turnovers. And sometimes I don't really understand, like, dude, what the fuck are you passing to? What are you doing? Like, I don't understand it. Like, and I think in the Brooklyn game, it was like 2 or 3 turnovers in a row.
He was bad that game. He was real bad.
He was terrible.
He was real bad.
I'm like,
He was real
damn.
bad.
So that's the thing that frustrates me. He has to learn how to protect the ball a little better. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I need another scorer. I like Seth Curry because he's coming in and he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, and it's a shame that he got hurt because he was just playing lights out.
Yep, sure was.
Yeah, I like
So,
Seth Curry.
we gonna see how they evolve. I think Doc's gonna put it together. Maxey now is gonna be in the mix a little bit more, I believe. So
yeah. Now you know who's bothering me. I mean, I like it. I like his leadership. I tease him because Shaq always getting on him. But Howard he's frustrating me just a smidge, just because, like, you know what? Listen, everybody know you tough, so you're like trying to like expose that all the time, and then now you're picking up like dumb fouls. You're picking up like little texts,
technically,
like little texts in Brooklyn. It's like, yo, dude, come on, man.
yeah,
Like,
him and wrestling with what's his name? The dude with the afro. What's his name?
Oh, okay, yeah, Jared Allen. Right.
Yeah,
It's like,
right.
It's like, come
on
on.
him for no reason.
Right, come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you know what I'm saying? And then when you heard Allen talk, I don't know disrespect to Jared Allen, but when I heard him talk, I was like, oh, he's one of them. He's like a scientist type dude. You know what I'm saying? He's a real scholarly athlete.
No disrespect. The way you.
No, he's real scholarly. No, he's a good guy.
No, it's exciting. So let me ask you one last question, Coach, before we let you go. And again, I appreciate you joining us today. When the Sixers season started, what was your expectations, and now have they changed? Because I know we talked about our expectations a lot, and since I've been watching them, mine have changed. But what about yours?
When I saw the roster initially put together, I like the roster, but when I see it on the floor, I like it more now. Honestly, so like I said, I expect them to be right there in the battle for the Eastern Conference Championship.
Yep.
Now, can they win the whole thing? We'll see. But I think they can win the East.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, I mean this team now, the way they're playing, is definitely a contender for the East.
But it's only 7 games, Randy. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's 7 games.
Well, Philly mentality.
You didn't see it before when we talked. You didn't see it, huh?
No, I told you I had to see a little bit. I told you I had to see
a
it.
second round exit.
No, I agree. I disagree.
Oh no.
No, I disagree. I disagree.
No way.
I still, like you said, I want to see what happens in the playoffs. You know, any final thoughts for Coach before we let him go?
No, Coach. Good luck this season. I'll definitely be watching out for you. Hope everything remains as it is, and we don't have any cancellations or schedule changes.
I appreciate you guys, man. You guys do a great show over here.
I appreciate that very much.
All right, Coach. So
Y'all
listen,
take care, bro.
All right, bro.
All right.
Yep. Have a good one.
All right, take it easy. Once again, that was Coach Damian Ware, Pennsgrove High School basketball team. We were looking out for them. And even speaking of high school sports, you know, we forgot to do this in the beginning. A shout out to a gentleman we had on before,
Oh, yes.
Darnell Hightower, who
Absolutely,
committed
yes.
to Bloomsburg University. A shout out to him. You know, a great young man. Look forward to watching his career. So,
Right.
you know, that was great, though. And I think it's awesome insight seeing it from the coach and seeing what they're going to go through. And I think it's interesting to hear every Sixers fan's thoughts. Like when you ask him that Ben Simmons question, it's just every time I see or talk to a new Sixers fan, I always have to ask them what is their thoughts on Ben Simmons and what they would do with him.
Right.
So, you know, we'll see. But you know, with that said, like I said, we're gonna run a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna wrap the show up. You're watching Let's Get It Live, and we'll be right back after this.